Hello and welcome to Kingdom One Live, where it's all about a kingdom perspective. I'm your host, Deborah Asbury. Today's program comes to you in part by Privy, Etiquette and Protocol, owner-operator Sherry Graham, a passport to get you to a position of influence and open doors of opportunities. Also by A Novel Thing, Christian romance novels that inspire, author Lucy Heath. Now, please give it up for my co-host, the Tim Williams Project Band. In small packages, and our guest today is small in stature but big in talents. She's an author, singer, fashion designer, and professional chaplain, aka Funky Chaplain. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Today with our guest, who is a fourth-generation storyteller, truth teller, the daughter of a preacher, the granddaughter of a preacher, the great-granddaughter of a preacher. The fire of truth is in her belly. Her calling in life is to embody divine joy as a balm to those in sorrow, to journey as a hopeful companion with those in pain and difficulty, and to continue a legacy of proclaiming freedom to those in bondage. She is a wife, mother, grandmother, a seamstress, designer, singer-songwriter, and professional chaplain. We will now go to our own location and chat with Chaplain Renita Walker, aka the Funky Chaplain. Our guest, Chaplain Renita Walker, aka Funky Chaplain. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I am so excited to have you here. You know, it's been about 18 months since I seen you, and our interaction during that time, I knew you were multi-talented, knew you were a chaplain, and you're still a chaplain with, I'm thinking, the VA healthcare systems.
Yes, ma'am.
And I remember you always dressed very creatively, and I was just always impressed. I remember I used to ask you, can you make that for me? And you said, no, girl, I only sew for myself, right? Remember?
I did.
And then I remember you singing the first time I heard your voice. I was like, wow, this is really unique. So we have quite a bit of ground to cover today, but we're gonna make sure that our viewers know you well before you perform, because you are going to perform today, right?
I'm game.
Y'all, you're in for a treat. She is going to perform today. Her genre of music, I will say this is kind of a little sneak peek. Her genre of music is like inspirational funk. So just chew on that for a little bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about a little later. But you know what? I was really surprised that now, to add to all the arsenal of gifts and talents that you have, you're now an author.
Yes.
Okay, you have written a book entitled It Gets Better, A Story of Persistent Hope. Talk with us about what inspired you to write this book.
So this last year and a half of the pandemic has been extremely difficult for healthcare workers.
Yes.
And for patients and families. And one of the things that I recognized that was maybe failing for a lot of people was their hope. That things really did not seem like they were getting better. There really doesn't seem to be an end in sight. And people were feeling hopeless and losing their hope. And when folks lose their hope, it can turn to despair.
Absolutely.
And so I really, as a part of what I do as a chaplain at the bedside, is connecting people back to their sources of hope.
That's
Connecting people
wonderful.
to their sources of inspiration so that they can really believe it gets better and just
Right.
make it another day. Just hold on another day and worry about tomorrow later.
Absolutely. So, as a funky chaplain, the audience, or I guess the care seekers that you are actually looking for or open to actually care for, talk with us about, you know, that audience of people, because I imagine with you, you will attract people that your traditional, you know, straight-laced chaplains may not, you know, individuals may not be comfortable interacting with them. So talk with us about, you know, what made you want to seek outside of, because right now you're doing more clinical chaplaincy within a hospital setting. So talk with us about your inspiration to go outside of that setting into a new space.
I started thinking you shouldn't have to be in the hospital to get spiritual care.
Absolutely.
And traditionally, that's where chaplains do care.
Right,
Either
right.
jails, hospitals. Some corporations are now adding chaplains to their EAP
a little
and that
in the
kind of thing.
mix.
But I just felt like, what if you never get admitted to a hospital where a chaplain is? And then there
Right.
are some hospitals that don't have chaplains. They don't have the funds for chaplains. So I wanted to create an environment where everybody could get spiritual care, no matter where you were. No matter where you're from. And the pandemic, when everybody went to Zoom and Teams, and it gave me an opportunity like, well, I can reach all these people virtual on the internet anyway. So why not?
Right, and that's very inspirational. When I was reading your book, I noticed that you touched on, you kind of went back on your journey, your upbringing, and what you went through. So it seems like it was a little therapeutic for you.
For sure.
And then it kind of set you up in order to be able, I guess, to yield yourself and your experiences to what others may be experiencing. And so you, at the end of each section, and I love the topics. It's various topics of hope. But at the end of each section, you have like these hope reflection questions, is what you call them. Talk with us a little bit about those and what you desire for the reader to get from those questions and from each chapter.
So part of the questions at the end, I'm an educator to my soul.
Yes, you are.
My grandmother, I found this out later on, my grandmother was a teacher. So it's in me, and then of course you got preachers in that line, so it's just in me to give folks things that they can take with them. And so I wanted at the end of each chapter for folks that were reading to be able to, I like to call it taking your spiritual temperature. So you can use the questions to determine where you are in that moment, to determine where you might need to focus and give more attention, and to think about what you're taking with you after you read that chapter. So I hope that folks will use the book, like I said, to take their spiritual temperature to see if they have some areas maybe of neglect spiritually.
Gotcha.
Because we talk about self-care and we talk about, you know, baths and vacation and mental health, but we don't often talk about spiritual health. So I'm hoping that people will get an idea that, you know, spiritual health is something to pay attention to as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So do you see the area of spiritual caregiving being like a growing area, just like mental health being an area that, you know, insurance covers? And I've just noticed it just over my life. When I was growing up, I don't think people ever even went to counselors for mental health. But now everyone is going, and most companies usually offer it within their benefits package, their EAP packages. And so do you think spiritual health is something that should be included with that genre of other benefits?
I do, and I think working in hospitals where there have been chaplains, knowing that we're part of a team of holistic health for people, so doctors are taking care of their physical health, psychiatrists are taking care of their mental health, but if you have what we'll call a dark night of the soul, you need to talk to a chaplain.
Absolutely.
And everybody has them.
Well, as a volunteer chaplain, you know I got my feel from it.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was really interesting, very, for me personally, it was something that I really enjoyed. But enough about me. You wear many hats. And so when we return, as I promised our viewers earlier, we're going to hear from you. Talk with us about the song that you're going to share with our guests when we return.
I'm going to share Joy Comes in the Morning. It goes right with the It Gets Better. Dark times don't last always. They never do.
So when you're performing, you're no longer called at that point Chaplain Renita or the Funky Chaplain. You're called Yaya, the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth.
Correct.
So stay with us. When you get back, you're going to get to hear from Yaya, the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth. We'll be right back. These exciting novels carry the message of abstinence in their characters' lives while promoting the idea to guard your heart. It's iconic, but Heath does this gracefully without losing the flow of romantic nuances, alluring women and the chivalry of the strong, passionate male. Fall deeper into knowing the love God has for you with each romance novel from A Novel Thing. Lucy Heath, author.
Thank you for supporting Kingdom One Live with our host, Deborah Asbury. When you support this broadcast with a donation of $50 or more for this month only, you will receive this special gift. A beautiful offering from the Tamira Lay Lifestyle Design Collection of luxury soy candles. To make a donation, visit our website at www.kingdomonelive.com. Thank you for your support. And until next time, love and blessings.
I kinda understand what you're going through. Maybe not just the same, but I've been through a thing or two. I know you're feeling pretty bad, but look around you. A whole lot of people going through rough things too. You are not alone. We're all shedding many tears. Oh, I don't know. This is the time to draw near. But it won't last forever. Sunshine always comes after the stormy weather. The sun always shines when the rain is done. Every cloud runs out of rain. The cycle never changes. And that means joy comes in the morning light. Joy comes in the morning time. And that means joy comes in the morning light. We've been made. One day you'll look back and tell the story how you got over, how you got over, how you got over. How you got over, how you got over. Look back and tell the story. Ooh, did it do? How you got over. Tell the story how you got over. How you got over? Do do do. How I got over? Got over. How I got over? Got over. How I got over? Got over. How I got over?
Wow, that was wonderful. Let's give it up again for Yaya, the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth. Oh my God, that was phenomenal. I love your style. So not only do you write your own songs and produce your own music, you also design your own outfits, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So the first outfit that everyone saw me in, designed, created. I'm a seamstress as well, so I'm designing it and sewing it. And then this costume was kind of, I saw it, I knew what I wanted it to look like, and I'm always amazed when those creative gifts come out and I see the finished product like, wow.
So you saw it in your head?
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, that's what we've been talking about here on Kingdom One Live, talents. God has just gifted you so much, and I'm just amazed. I mean, you're like the servant that came back. He had 5 talents. He got 5 more, and then an extra one to boot. That's you.
Well, thank you. As one of my girlfriends would say, supersize mine. Supersize mine, God.
Absolutely. So what's the name of your fashion line?
So the fashion line is Renew and Redo by Renita Walker.
Okay.
And everything pretty much that people will see me wear and post is available for custom order. So I have a whole custom process where I teach you how to measure yourself so you can get proper measurements. I'll take your height, bust, waist, hip, inseam, all the things you would need to know to get a good custom fit. I do that virtually and I do it in person.
Wow, that's so wonderful.
Anybody can get custom wear.
So how can our viewers, what is the website, social medium, how can they get in touch with you, even phone number?
In any information anybody wants about me, whether it's about Redo and Renew, whether it's about the Funky Chaplain, whether it's about Yaya, the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth, they can go to renitawalker.com. Everything lives there.
Wonderful. Let's give it up again for Renita Walker, Chaplain Renita Walker, Funky Chaplain, Yaya, the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth. So wonderful having you here. I certainly want to have you back in the near future. Now, you have a project. Tell us when that project, that music project, is going to be coming out, and give us any other information about that you have.
So the project that's coming out on Black Friday is called Next, and it really is the next installment in Yaya's journey. And it really talks about once you get free, what do you do then? So people talk about freedom, talk about breaking chains, but they don't really teach you how you're supposed to live once you get there. And if you've never been free before, you don't have a clue.
Wow.
So it is kind of advice in music form. When you get free, how do you do it? What's it look like?
Absolutely. It sounds very inspirational. Well, thank you so much for using your gifts, your talents to advance God's kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you. So more to come. We're going to be on the lookout for more of Renita Walker. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Privy, etiquette and protocol services that assist with professional and personal development. It's not just about forks and spoons, but a passport to get you to a position of influence and open doors of opportunity. Owner-operator Sherry Graham. Thank you for supporting Kingdom One Live with our host, Deborah Asbury. When you support this broadcast with a donation of $50 or more for this month only, you will receive this special gift: a beautiful offering from the Tamira Lay Lifestyle Design Collection of luxury soy candles. To make a donation, visit our website at www.kingdomonelive.com. Thank you for your support. And until next time, love and blessings.
These exciting novels carry the message of abstinence in their characters' lives while promoting the idea to guard your heart. It's iconic, but Heath does this gracefully without losing the flow of romantic nuances, alluring women and the chivalry of the strong, passionate male. Fall deeper into knowing the love God has for you with each romance novel from A Novel Thing. Lucy Heath, author. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom One Live. I really hope you enjoyed that interview with Renita Walker, a.k.a. Funky Chaplain, a.k.a. Yaya the Sojourner, Yaya the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth. And of course, our co-host, the Tim Williams Project Band, has a selection that they're going to share with you today as well. So please give it up as they perform Z's Calypso. Give it up for the Tim Williams Project Band. everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom One Live, where it's all about a kingdom perspective. Well, we are here at the end of our program today, and I just want to say, in all things, remember, God works for the good of those that love him, that are the called according to his purpose. That's Romans 8:28. As I reflect upon our special guest, Renita Walker, Funky Chaplain, Yaya, the Intergalactic Sojourner Truth, the many names that she has and the many talents that she has, God has blessed her immensely. She shares within her book that she wrote as well that she went through quite a few challenges in her life, and she realized that God was working in each and every one of the obstacles that she experienced. And because of that, she's a blessing not to just herself individually, but to her family, to many individuals that she ministers to at the VA hospital as a chaplain, and also the individuals throughout the world that seek out her counsel as a chaplain. Funky Chaplain or just Renita Walker Chaplain. She is a servant of the Most High God. So I encourage you all, whatever you're going through, just remember, in all things, God works for the good of those that love him, that are the called according to his purpose. I want to say thank you for watching, and remember, love and blessings.